The President, in a statement by Bayo Hananuga, his Special Advisor on Information and Strategy, directed relevant federal agencies in transportation to redouble their effort and work with state government to enhance the safety and security of travelers and residents. The Department of State Services has granted administrative bail to the President of the Nigeria Labour Congress, Joe Ajaero. It was released a few minutes before the 12 midnight ultimatum issued by the organized labor. A pro-democracy activist and the presidential candidate of the African Action Congress, Sowore, announced his release in a tweet last night. And out to party affairs, the Labour Party says there will be no automatic ticket for Peter Obi and Governor-elect T of Abia State in the 2027 presidential and governorship elections. The National Executive Council of the party said this in Abuja while addressing journalists. Obi was the party's presidential candidate in the 2023 presidential election after defecting from the People's Democratic Party. Meanwhile, the People's Democratic Party says the All Progressive Congress should be ready to face the wrath of the Edo State people if it continues in its violent attacks and harassment of innocent citizens of the state. The major opposition party, however, reiterated its call on the Inspector General of Police to wade in and halt APC's activities, warning that it is pitching the people of Edo State against the police. PDP further urged the IGP to ensure the immediate and unconditional release of every Edo citizen being detained by the All Progressive Congress. Presidential candidate of New Nigeria People's Party in 2023, Rabi Musa Kwankwaso, has expressed concern over the security situation in Kano State following of posting of directors of the Department of State Services to the state. He said within a span of 2 weeks, the 3 different state directors of the DSS were posted and reposted out of the state, noticing that it is negatively affecting the security of the state. And now the National Orientation Agency, in collaboration with the National Population Commission and UNICEF, have launched a birth registration awareness campaign in Gombe State. The campaign, running from August to November 2024, aims to register all children at age 0 to 5 years, ensuring they receive a national identification number at no cost. The initiative seeks to guarantee that every child is officially recognized by the state, providing access to essential services like education and healthcare. The National Industrial Court has ordered the payment of 629 million naira to an employee of the Nigerian National Petroleum Corporation over unjust termination of appointment by the management in 2018. The presiding judge of the Port Harcourt Judicial Division, Justice Fatsina Kola, ruled that the dismissal of the complaints Dr. Williams from NNPC was wrong as it did not follow relevant labor laws. This was disclosed on the official website of the National Industrial Court. And now to the National Assembly, the House of Representatives has directed the Joint Admission and Matriculation Board to transfer 3.602 billion naira to the federal government Consolidated Revenue Fund within 30 days. The directive was issued by the chairman of the Public Accounts Committee, Rep. Bamidele Salam, during an investigative hearing in Abuja. The order followed a demand from the Fiscal Responsibility Commission, which accused JAM of failing to remit a full operating surplus to the federal government account. The Federal High Court sitting in Lagos has launched an online portal for the public to procure affidavit from the court. A report says that the innovation introduced by the court chief judge, Justice John Tosho, brings the court in tune with digital global best practices. Thousands of residents have fled their homes following a devastating flood in parts of Maiduguri, Borno State capital. Reports say most of the affected places are in the general local government area. In Borno State government had earlier ordered the closure of schools over reports that the flood in the state could worsen within 48 hours. Many residents of the Fori, Galtimari, Hangwange, and the Bolabulin were displaced. Meanwhile, a larger part of Maiduguri metropolis, including the Shehu of Borno's Palace, the State Secretariat, and Nigeria Customs Service Office, and the State Specialist Hospital, among others, have been submerged by water following the collapse of the Alo Dam in local government area of Borno State. The millionaires' quarters around the Gamboro Ward and its environment were also flooded as the popular Lagos Bridge at the bypass bridge have also been submerged and inaccessible. In another development, the recent flood that ravaged some communities in Kafanchan and some other villages in Jema's local government area of Kaduna State has been reported to have swept away 2 children and displaced over 1,000 citizens. A vice chairman of Jema's local government, Christy Osman, disclosed this when she reviewed the Kaduna State Impact Assessment Committee on flood on a tour of affected communities in southern Kaduna. She said the floods in part of the Kafanchan municipal city in Asu and Bade wards also wash away the farmlands, destroying crops worth millions of naira. Are you watching News Cycle on Global Television, coming to you live from Nigeria's capital, Abuja? When News Cycle returned, the slain Ugandan outlet for burial, scheduled for burial for September 14. Details of these and more after this break. Please stay with us. You're watching News Cycle. Many thanks for staying with us. And now to business. Oil marketers say they are concerned about the delay in announcing the price of premium motor spirit, popularly called petrol, are being produced by the Dangote Petroleum Refinery, as they noted that the landing cost of imported PMS is now about 1,120 naira to the litre. Our dealers stated that the high PMS price from the Dangote Refinery will lead to the importation of the commodity by marketers, since the government has opened up the market for competition. The Nigerian National Petroleum Company Limited and its joint venture partner Chevron Nigeria Limited are targeting an oil production rate of 165,000 barrels per day by December 2024. The both companies concluded the conversion of 5 of its joint venture assets into the Petroleum Industrial Act (PIA) in terms in line with the Petroleum Industry Act of 2021 and the provisions of transacting assets from the Petroleum Profit Tax into the PIA terms. NBZO, which method is known, also stated that under the new PIA regime, all existing oil prospecting licenses and all mining leases will be automatically converted to petroleum prospecting licenses and the petroleum mining leases upon their expiration. And our National State Governor Abdullahi Sule says the state government is committed to encouraging the use of liquefied natural gas (LNG) and compressed natural gas by motorists and motorcyclists across the state. He also stated that the state government has concluded plans to establish liquefied natural gas and the compressed natural gas biofuel system conversion centers in 3 senatorial zones of the state. The governor explained that the move was aimed at providing alternatives to a premium motor spirit following the incessant price hikes that trailed the removal of subsidy by the federal government. Nigeria's telecom sector risks shutdown, and about 800 workers with the Private Telecommunications and Communications Senior Staff Association have embarked on strike, threatening to cripple the services nationwide. The union largely contract staff warn of massive disruptions to telecom operations if its demands were not met, as this will leave millions of subscribers to face a potential communication blackout. The strike began on Monday, and the union's demand include, among other things, the reinstatement of some of its sacked workers, a recognition of union, and improved working conditions and remittance of membership deals. Now, the Nigeria Deposit Insurance Corporation, the Central Bank of Nigeria, the Bank of Industry, and some financial institutions will be discussing the impact of the current recapitalizations on the real sector at the 2024 Finance Correspondent Association of Nigeria's conference. A statement by the organization noted that the event will address Nigeria's ambitious goal of achieving the $1 trillion economy. At entertainment, popular American actor James Earl Jones, who was renowned for giving the Star Wars Vader his distinctive, gravelly voice, is dead. Jones died earlier on Monday morning, surrounded by his family at age 93. Jones starred in dozens of films, including Fields of Dreams, Coming to America, Conan the Barbarian, and The Lion King. And now to first seen the former boyfriend of Ugandan athlete Rebecca Cheptegei, who died after he set her on fire, as himself died after succumbing to burns. This is according to an official at the Ken Hospital where he was being treated. Dixon Diama had ambushed the marathon runner as she returned home from church more than a week ago before dousing her with petrol and setting her ablaze. A local administrator said that the two had been in conflict over a small piece of land in the Northwest Kenya where they lived and trained. Diama died on Monday night at the intensive care unit where he had been admitted with more than 30% burns. Still on the foreign news, Russian officials say they have shot down 144 Ukrainian drones around the country overnight in a wave of attacks that have killed one woman and set residential buildings on fire at a grounded flight in Moscow. The governor of Moscow, Andrei, said the several flats in the two high-rise apartment buildings in the Moscow region were set on fire. They said that a 46-year-old woman died and 3 people were injured in the area, while 43 people were evacuated to the temporary accommodation centers. At least 40 people have been killed in the southern Gaza and thousands more injured in Israeli strikes on the designated humanitarian zone. The Israeli military said its aircraft attacked an operation center in the county belonging to Hamas fighters had been taking steps to mitigate the risks of harming civilians. A local resident said 3 strikes targeted tent house displaced people in the humanitarian zone of the Al-Mawazi, west of the city of the units, causing 7-meter deep craters. And out to sports, the funeral for Ugandan Olympic runner Rebecca Cheptegei, who died in care after being set on fire by boyfriend, will be held on September 14 in our home country. The 33-year-old who competed in the women's marathon at the Paris Olympics last month succumbed to severe burns on Thursday, 4 days after being doused with petrol and set at her home in the Western Kenya. And our more on sport, Oyo State Commissioner for Youth and Sport, Wazilat, says over 250 athletes and 58 officials from the state will participate in the 2024 National Youth Games organized by the Federal Ministry of Sport for under-15 athletes. The under-15 athletes were drawn from 36 states of the Federation and the Federal Capital Territory in Abuja. The Commissioner made these announcements while addressing them before the departure at the Lekan Salami Stadium in Ibadan, the state capital. Godfrey Omohio has emerged champion of the 2024 Lady Captains inaugural tournament at the Good Luck Bello Jonathan Golf Club in Abuja. The two-day tournament in honor of the Isbala Ajuzia, the newly inaugurated lady captain of the club, ended on Sunday with no fewer than 200 golfers competing for honors in the various categories. Omohio playing off the handicap 9 and returning a gross score of 73 and 64, net over 18 holes, and notched the event's highest prize. And our Real Madrid star Rodrygo says Brazil need Neymar if they are yet to chase a record 6 World Cup in 2026. The 23-year-old who scored the first half goal to the Brazil beat Ecuador 1-0 on Friday and stopped at a 3-match losing the streaks in a combo at qualifying for the 2026 World Cup. I said that Neymar is key to Brazil's success. And as a package of news cycle coming to you live from Nigeria's capital, Abuja. We're on DSTV channel 365, Star Times channel 276, and free to air on Nick Comsat. Kindly follow us on all social media platforms using @Global TV, NG, and other handles now sharing the screen. I'm Edika Michael. Many thanks for watching and stay with us on News Cycle. See you again.